Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to another episode of Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Tonight, we've got an extra special beer for you, sent to us by none other than the king himself, El Harlock of Hoogly Beer Reviews. We're going to take a look at something that the King of Beertube decided to bestow upon my humble self, and it is called Hacker-Pschorr's Municher Kellerbier, or Municher Kellerbier. 5.5% ABV, 500 milliliter bottle, product of Germany. Comes in a nice little swing top too. Now, I've had in the past two beers from is it two? Yeah, two beers from Hacker-Pschorr, and both were good. They had their Hefeweizen, which is regularly available here in New Brunswick. And there was also one of my favorite lagers, and I don't really care for lagers a lot. One of my favorite lagers, which was the Municher Gold, which I had a couple of years ago. And remember when it was out, I just had to keep going back to the store and buying it. I think I wound up with like a half dozen or a dozen these swing top bottles just sitting around in my cupboard for a while, thinking, hey, maybe if I ever get into homebrew, or if I know somebody who wants to get into homebrew, I end up giving them away. So, there's not really a lot written on the back here except for imported beer and a whole bunch of things in German and Russian. Or Greek. Ingredient, all the way like down, 3/4 of the way down the page, it's like ingredients: water, malted barley, hop extract, and yeast. Ah, yeah, I remember that. Hop. Just one hop, apparently. Okay, so yeah, Kellerbier. Kellerbier is technically a lager. Kellerbier is kind of an unfiltered lager. It's kind of like brewed fresh and meant to be consumed fresh. And although I've been sitting on this for a few months, I'm hoping that it is pretty fresh, considering it came all the way from Germany in the first place. It doesn't have anything written on it about best before date, but let's give it a try. Hopefully I didn't shake this up too much. Gonna drink it out of my 5 paddles glass. Actually, that looks really good. Looking at the color of that, you already know it's not going to be your average lager, because just look at that orange appearance with a nice, it's almost got like a peach colored head. That actually looks really nice. Give me a second here while I take a quick photo. Of course, me and my photos. Of course, me and my camera's already set on something else. Come on. You know what? Fuck it. I'll get the photo later. It looks really nice. Poured with 2 fingers ahead. Then again, I kind of poured it so there's a little bit left in the bottle. I poured it so that I didn't overfill the top. As it's a Kellerbier, unfiltered. It looks a little hazy in the top, but I think that's because that's where all the sediment was, that are settled at the bottom. As I look down inside, there is like a little patch of yeast sitting at the bottom. And that's basically what it is that usually lagers are filtered, and that's why they're always so clean and clear. But with a Kellerbier, it's kind of made to be, I forget the exact story, but it's kind of like a regional favorite where it's so fresh that they actually package it with the yeast still in it. The yeast is dead, but they package it with the yeast still in it to basically give that kind of fresh. And really, it's not supposed to be a beer that they send around the world, but in some cases, you know, it's an interesting style that there are a few brands of Kellerbier that get shipped around, this being one of them. And actually, I'm kind of impressed to actually even see this, to be honest. So, lots of yeast. Giving it a swirly, and actually putting more of the yeast that was in the bottle into the glass, it kind of even darkened it up a little. It almost looks borderline on brown. I gotta give that it's getting good marks for looks right there. So let's give it a sniff. Grassy. As Guy would say, it's almost got a little bit of wheat. Now, I wouldn't say it's actually wheat, but it actually gives you this kind of grainy kind of smell. It smells like it could be a Weizen. Maybe a hint of like a sugar sweetness. Bright caramel. Perhaps a little bit like maybe brown sugar. The hops have kind of faded off of the smell. And while you're still left with a little bit of like a sweet grassiness, you kind of You're getting more and more of that brown sugar as the smell fades away. Either way, that really smells nice. Down the hatch. Good timing. Yes, I'm drunk. No, I'm not. Not yet, anyway. Oh, that's... I'm not drinking it cold enough, probably. But, hear me out here. I really like the taste of this beer. I've always been a proponent of saying, you know, like a beer should taste good warm. And this is one of the few lagers that actually does. The last bottle of Hacker-Pschorr's Munich Gold that I had, it came back for a little while last year, and I bought another bottle, and it sort of tasted really a lot like hop extracts. This one here, I'm not getting... there is hop extracts according to the ingredients list, but I'm not getting that big taste of this hop extract kind of tingly kind of feeling in the back of the mouth. This one here, it's smooth and creamy with a little bit of an earthy, herbal, lingering hop in the very top of the mouth, and it goes down with a grainy smoothness and sort of coats the back of the mouth. If it were colder, it might be a bit more refreshing. And it still is quite tasty and refreshing as is. It's not refreshing in the sense that it dries your mouth out a little, gives you a little bit of dryness, and then one thing then fades away. It still does give you that dryness, but it's not quite as pronounced. And even though it is kind of wet, it's not bad. The only other beer that I can compare it to, and actually some New Brunswick craft drinkers would probably know this by now, because considering we get it here, or could get it for a little while, is Creedmoor Springs Kellerbier. And Creedmoor Springs Kellerbier, when I first had it, because it had that nice, fresh, soft water taste. This one's on par with that, and actually this is an authentic German, so this is kind of what it's supposed to be. Now, I've heard all kinds of things saying, the German Hefeweizen, or German beers, are not what they are in Germany. Of course, one thing being they're not fresh, and also the Germans don't export their best beers, because I don't know the exact details on it. That's just the way it is. But to be honest, this actually isn't a real bad drinking beer. And based on beers I've had of this style, I say I approve of this one. I would wholeheartedly drink this one again. And this is delicious. I would gladly have a few bottles of this in the fridge and drink it on a hot day or at a campfire or something like that in the summer. It's just tasty. And it's not tasty in the way that, like, it's so loaded with flavor. It's just, I can see this being really refreshing for a craft beer drinker like myself. 4 out of 5. That's my thoughts on this one. I really approve of it. This was, of course, picked up in NSLC, Nova Scotia liquor stores. I think in some you can still get it, like it was down in Amherst when I was there. And I gotta say, I would buy more of this. I hope that New Brunswick Liquor can see it in their right minds to actually bring this to New Brunswick the next time you get in contact with Hacker-Pschorr. Because the last time you brought in Municher Gold, let's try something else from that brand this next time. Anyway, thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews, Beer Geek. We'll talk to you folks later. Cheers.